Hello everyone and welcome to Arena Aftermath. My name is Evan and I'm your host today, and I'm joined by Stoic and Make It a Bud. How are you guys?
Doing great.
Doing excellent.
Awesome. We just finished up Group A of SWC 2019's America's Cup. We're going to go ahead and start off by showing you the results of the Group A tournament that we just sat through right now. Here's what we saw in Group A. We saw Match 1, we saw Fall Panda win against Dreams Joseph. Match 2 brought Thompson one step closer to his ticket to America's Cup. Thompson won again against Fall Panda in winner's match. In loser's match, Dreams Joseph took a win against Invictus, and finally Dreams Joseph was our second champion, moving on to the America's Cup alongside Thompson. So we have Thompson, one of the first winners for the America's Cup, on the line with us right now for an interview. Thompson, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing well, thank you.
Doing real well.
Doing amazing. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, even better after we got to watch those matches. So, how does it feel being in the America's Cup as a high seed?
Dude, it feels so good because like the first year I was like underdog. No one expected me to win. Now everyone expects me to win. And like, I could prove to people it's not like a fluke, you know?
Hey man, I was behind you from the beginning in America's Cup. I expected that win. With the red sleeve, I was like, he's prepped. He's ready. Now, you didn't get to fight Joseph this time around, but are you looking forward to a possible rematch with him at the America's Cup 2019 proper?
Not really. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then so be it too. I'm pretty ready to get matched up with anybody.
So you're ready for whatever comes next. Speaking of all those monsters that you have in your box too, we noticed that you were actually taking quite a while in the pick ban phase to consider your choices. What were you searching for or thinking about?
My time, my choice.
Also, and I wanted to ask too, so once you're actually in the game, what's one of your favorite things to do? Because I remember when we were in Korea, we were talking and you used to say that one of the favorite things you used to do is bait out cleanses with a bunch of bombs. Is that still true?
A lot of things have changed. It's been a really fire vampire immunity heavy meta, so something's changed.
Okay, yeah, see, I was expecting to see more of that bait out because we saw that game with Gianna and Ciara where bombs were all over the place. Unfortunately, once Gianna was gone, it was a little bit difficult there.
I hate playing people with 4 immunity and healers. It's like so toxic to play with. Dude, did you guys cringe watching it? Was it hard to watch?
It was longer than we knew. We were going into a long match there because you didn't have a ton of bursts and you had a ton of healing. I'm just curious, what were your thoughts when you saw that lineup?
I don't know. I was just like, oh man, one of these. I was hoping later on my Artemil will scale with defense and be able to finish off his monsters. A few crucial bombs got resisted. One of the biggest turn point of the fight, I had to place a bomb between Amelia or Fran. One of them is gonna proc. I just didn't know which one. So I put the bomb on the Fran, and then the Amelia proc. I was like, no!
I love seeing that, the behind-the-scenes feelings.
How about that damage coming from Triana? Were you expecting to see such large numbers?
Yes, I was.
Thompson's always prepared. He knew exactly what he was walking into.
Speed HP build, you're ready for everything. Thompson, we're going to have to wrap up the call, but I wanted to ask too, so once you're at the end of the game, you don't scoop. You stay in until the very end. Can you explain to people why that is?
While the end of the game is going on, and I already know I lost, I'm preparing myself for the next round.
That's great. Yeah, take all the, like you said, your time, your choice. Take it all because, I mean, we don't got to be anywhere. Thompson, thank you for taking a moment to talk with us. And again, congratulations on moving forward to the America's Cup. Can't wait to see you again on August 31st.
Oh, my pleasure. I can't wait to see you guys too.
Awesome. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Diana the Wind Unicorn ended up being one of the most impactful units throughout the tournament, so I think it's a good idea to give her a second, and we'll talk about this unit a little bit more in detail in the first iteration of Monster Minute.
We see Diana as a very strong unit that has the ability to strip when it transforms into human form and the ability to do a lot of damage. Typically, they are built on violent, either will or violent, some sort of offset, either crit damage or crit rate on slot 4. And essentially, the reason why you do that is because when it goes into human form, it gains 25% attack bar for each critical hit. So when Diana's on 100% attack bar in human form, it then goes back into pony form and does a lot of damage. When we see our players pick Diana a lot of times it's to provide both strips and damage, and especially when that Diana takes an extra turn, once it goes back into pony form, it can then transform again into human form and rinse and repeat and constantly do damage. Now, one piece of utility we saw today was Diana's ability to actually provide a shield. And that shield is equivalent to a large percentage of Diana's health across the entire team. So the advantage of that shield is it protects your team for a long time. Disadvantage being that it puts your transform on cooldown. So when it does that, Diana's not going to be able to do damage for one more turn. But if it does violent proc, it's able to then transform into human form, rinse and repeat with 4 critical hits, transforming back into pony form, and then doing more damage. Now at the same time, Diana's a tricky unit because it forces your opponent to make a trade-off between attacking Diana versus attacking a different unit, because every time another unit that's not Diana gets attacked, Diana gains, I think it's 15% attack bar. So that ability to constantly gain attack bar and then move again and potentially vile proc into more damage makes Diana very scary as a bruiser and stripper and potentially a stunner when it attacks you with first skill in that pony form. So we've seen it used a lot today. Very effective unit, provides a lot of volatility. We've seen it in the prelims, Fate Memory versus Why 'Cause I'm a G, where that pony took 3 turns in a row and basically wiped a water monkey off the table. We saw it a lot today with a few procs taking out Franz and then also protecting the team. Very versatile unit, and again, just provides a lot of utility to that team.
We saw a lot of Diana things, as people like to call that whole sequence of taking turns over and over again while dishing out large amounts of damage. But we also saw her counter on Taurus the Fire Lich quite a bit, and I think Coach Stoic actually has something to say about that.
So you can see where Antares is drafted here. You know, you've got Ciara taking additional turns. When she lands her bomb, the additional turn comes up. That's an opportunity for the Fire Lich to take a turn there. Vertiheal, another one of those units that Vile proc a lot, and then you're gonna see more of his passive pop up there. So you can see even the passive can be used to get himself out of stuns as well. And then you gotta keep in mind, this unit is usually ruined, built on Despair. So that means when he gets that additional turn, if there's a no immunity up there, he can get those Despair procs on everybody. When you ruin a unit like this, you have to prioritize his ability to stay alive and his ability to deal damage as well. So speed doesn't become such a priority on this unit because his passive comes into play so often, and you can't just draft him into anything. So if they're gonna bring some heavy water damage deals or heavy water bruisers up against this Antares as well, he's not gonna be doing his job to the full extent. You want to really apply Antares into a draft where you know they're going to be taking additional turns. Whether it's a Diana, and he hard counters Diana really well because it forces those players not to want to transform and then try to turn cycle. Antares takes advantage of those Dianas and being on Despair. You can leave a Diana in human form where that unit becomes very squishy. Fire runes you're going to find across all units inside RTA, making him so viable as a draft.
Now the next step is to actually pull one.
Exactly.
You clearly know a lot about him. He's a fantastic unit, very prevalent in RTA Season 9. So all that's left for us today at this Arena Aftermath is to summon it all up. Okay, let's start broad. Thompson and Dreams Joseph are our winners today, and they've secured their spot at the America's Cup on August 31st. Thompson fought his way all the way through winner's bracket, and Dreams Joseph was sent down into the loser's bracket, but fought back up through the only 2-0s that we saw at the entire tournament. We also saw a great show for a few key monsters. We talked about Diana earlier as well as Antares, but we haven't gotten the chance to talk about that Raok pick. Secondary Awakening that Make It a Bud has told me multiple times will not be seen at SWC. But here he is nonetheless. Pulled a couple awesome first skill stunners. Got a great proc that made that pick viable. Then also Dreams Joseph brought a cleave team out of nowhere, which was a huge treat to see early on. And then Belinus, the Fire Druid, was picked twice and banned twice. Major respect. Can't wait to see you guys all here next time for Group B, starting next Saturday, same time, same place. This was Summon It Up time. Yes! Awesome.
All right.
Did it.